welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, the world champ, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. Got some of the best analysis in the game, the world champ himself, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We got the one and only, the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend and icon to the Call of Duty scene. Give it up for Patrick Price Aches. Of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. I'm joined by another world champion, my duo multi-champion running through artilleries.
Yes,
Give
sir.
it up
Yes,
for
sir.
Dylan Attach.
Come on,
and then
Chad.
we got
I'll
the
get you for that.
Iceman, another AR, one of the best. Give it up for one of the iciest multi-champion, Mr. Lamar Abedi.
I was waiting for you to say multi-champion.
I was
going to
saving it for the end. I was saving it for the end, bro.
And of course, you got you, Tom, multi-champion.
Oh, stop it.
Across five different titles, I believe.
Stop that. Just stop that.
Famously went 4
5 different
23 on main
titles, 2
stage. The lights were too
MVPs.
bright. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's all good.
you know how it is. And then, of course, we got the one and only the Stocks. He'll be lurking back there. Do we got an extra headset, maybe?
I'd have to plug it to fit the headset. It's
Oh,
gonna be a whole
okay,
thing,
we're
yeah.
good. The Stocks, he's going to be chilling there, just looking like $1 million while we're talking through the show. Guys, as always, I appreciate you guys joining up. We had a long weekend of shows this weekend, so thank you guys so much for all the energy, man. You guys came in crazy today. We have an insane championship Sunday to talk about. How's everybody doing, man? You guys doing good? Well, first and foremost, Dylan and Lamar, thank you guys for hopping on,
bro.
man.
Thank you for having us. It was a blast.
Hell yeah, man. How you guys doing, man? You doing all right? I know it's a little rough right now, but I'm sure you guys.
We started
Yeah,
vacation
no,
a little early. You know what I mean? We started vacation a little early. I'm in Cancun.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much.
Time to go relax on the beach now, Tom.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I'm down for that. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, Ben, you doing all right, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Woke up this morning, watched the England game, and brother, let me tell you,
Crazy game.
an
Crazy game.
absolute great. I actually woke up before that and watched Formula One this morning, which was also insane because first place and second place took themselves out at the end of the race. So George Russell won in third place.
Hell yeah.
That. And yeah, I'm here, excited to hang out with the boys. Last day in LA, and you know what? We saw an amazing losers bracket run for a team to go ahead and win a chip, and I don't know who the fuck now is going to win champs.
Yeah, Duarte, how you feeling, Chris? You doing all right?
I'm doing good, man. It was a great weekend of COD. We got to see, another top 4 team take home a W, so that's going to make the, see who's going to win champs a little bit more interesting. And then we had a crazy amount of upsets, so it was a good weekend, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, Pat, how you doing? I see you over there in Dallas now. Look at you, Pat.
I am. I'm doing good, Tom. I'm still, it's going to be like a week or so before I get everything set up how I need it. But I'm in the process. I'm doing good. I got my MacBook and my on-the-go mic today, so a little bit better set up.
I like that, Pat. I appreciate you getting the webcam on.
You got to get the check right above the window.
Yeah, you bring the check to Dallas, Pat? Did you bring it?
I didn't bring it. Either. I have 2 of them, by the way, and I didn't bring
okay.
either of them, Tom.
No problem. I forgot he's got 2, not 1. Then, of course, we got the one and only Mr. Sam LaRue, mustache looking good as always. How you doing, Sam? You doing all right, brother?
I'm great, Tom. I'm doing good, man. Short and to the point. We're doing good.
I like that, Sam. I like that a lot. Listen, guys, we got a long championship Sunday to talk about, so let's talk about it. We also got the bracket for Call of Duty champs for the World Championship. We'll talk about that as well here at the end of the show, but let's not waste any more time and let's hop straight into it. Before we do, though, just a quick reminder, guys, to check out the merch. The merch is now available on ZOOMAA.gg. If you guys do want to go cop something, make sure to go cop something while you can. We got the 1962, the established 2021 flank shirt, and, of course, the black and white FC Black jerseys for COD Champs coming up. So if you guys do want to cop, go ahead and cop. But let's move on.
The jerseys should ship before champs. The other stuff's all on pre-order. So just as an FYI for folks, it does say on the page the estimated
pre-order.
shipping time.
Yep, pre-order. Get it while you can. But let's hop in to the first series of the day. We had the New York Subliners going up against the Toronto Ultra, and man, was this one a blowout. The New York Subliners run right through Toronto. I don't know what's going on with Toronto here on championship Sundays, but these guys struggle to get map wins, man. You can take a look here just at the stat sheet here down here with the maps. You can see Vista, Six Star, and Karachi. New York was able to dismantle all of them. I don't even think it's working. I think for some reason...
My camera's cooked, bro.
I don't know how you always fuck up that mouse, bro.
There's 2 aches. There's 2 aches on the screen right now, Tom.
There's 2 slays? It's okay.
Yeah,
I'll fix it. I'll fix it when you guys start talking. But we got New York. We'll scroll down. We'll take a look. Oh, Jesus, fuck! Oh, fuck! The Toronto Ultra got pissed on today. We got 4.7s across the board. Ben, we'll start with you. What did you think, brother? What did you think?
I don't know. I know Zach and Draws and Scrap hate each other, but maybe they should exchange stories on how to play better on Sundays. Because, bro, I mean, Toronto, I think kind of played sort of iffy COD all weekend and kind of grinded out series. But today they came out very flat. New York kind of rolled to map 1, and no one from Toronto really showed up today, and they just bounced out of the tournament top 4.
Yeah.
This is big for New York. I think Sib and Kismet too, doing the 2 best this series, gave them like the confidence they needed to make this run on Sunday. So that was a great way to start the day.
Yeah, what did you think about the series, Lamar?
I mean, that boy Dante was moving, grooving, shooting, all of that.
He was him. He was him.
And Big Body was frying too. So like Dylan said, I think that having that big match versus them was like the spark they needed to carry the momentum.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be talking about Kismet a lot this show, just because of everything he was doing today. I mean, even this series, and then obviously the New York, we're going to see them again here when we cover the next one. But, I mean, he's been going absolutely insane. I mean, he's definitely been the X factor for these guys. And I know, Chris, you've been kind of one, right, to be saying, like, you need Kismet to step up here. We know what this guy's capable of. And, I mean, he's been going crazy. What have you thought about Kismet and the New York Subliners here against Toronto?
Well, they obviously fried. Scrap put out sweet, short and simple. He said that they got slammed. Like there's no other way around it. New York just came out to play, and I even called it. I said if New York can win this series, especially when they came out and won this in a dominant fashion, I had a feeling they could have won this, or they could win this tournament, which they eventually did. But yeah, Kismet, he just stepped up to a whole new level, and I want to see people put some respect on Dante's name because people have been hard on him because people are like, oh, he's a kill whore. You know, he doesn't have what it takes to win with this team. Like they need somebody that's going to enable people, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, the guy is clearly capable of winning, and Kismet is still also capable of playing well with Sib and this like new roster that they have, right? We just needed to see it happen. He needed to step up. He knew he needed to step up. And, you know, this tournament was his, shining moment this season. Hopefully, they can continue it further and have like a good run at champs, because I would like to see, this team be competitive against the rest of the top 4 and not like regress back to that like, oh, they're the 4th best team type deal. But, that will be yet to be seen.
Wait, what do you mean people? You are people. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What are you talking
playing dumb now that the show's live, huh?
I'm confused.
You are people. You were one of those people talking about Sib that way.
No, I was not. When the fuck did I ever do that?
Oh, wow.
Okay, Pat's just being stupid and trying to like troll and create some narratives.
Chat knows.
Was he? I thought wasn't Chris arguing with Doug about this today? Weren't you guys going back and forth about this?
Yes, and bro. He's talking about Doug. I've literally always said that this is not on Dante. People that make this argument, oh, they need Priesta. It's so faded. What is he talking about?
I don't know. That must have been a show I wasn't on. You switch your takes every week, so I'm not surprised.
No, I don't. This guy's leaving his bullshit because he's trying to stir up some drama and clip for him. Get out of here, bro.
Hey,
I've never bullshitted.
Pat, what do you think about the series? Pat, because these are your guys right here. Pat, Toronto Ultra, what happened? You had these guys winning the event. You got these guys winning champs. They collapsed on another Sunday, Pat. Are you worried about these guys?
Absolutely not. They're still my guys, Tom. They just got shit on today. That's all it was. They got shit on. It's all good. GG go next. We've talked about it. Same thing happened at Major 3. Like, New York was just the best team in the venue today. It wasn't close. We've all played COD here. Things are day to day. Toronto woke up today and we're ass. New York woke up today and we're godlike. It's as simple as that. I still got Toronto winning champs, though, Tom. I've never wavered in that prediction.
Pat, can I ask you a question real quick?
Talked.
Okay.
Ask him the question, but hey, go ahead.
So Sam has brought this up a lot, that Toronto's had some stuck auto vetoes in sort of all their matches this stage. And it really kind of bit them in the ass in this real matchup because Vista Hardpoint ended up in the set because Toronto did not want to play Rio. Would you like to see Toronto try and get away from the auto vetoes, or do you think they should stick with that strategy?
Absolutely, I want to see them get away from auto vetoes. I want to see every team in the CDL get away from auto vetoes because auto vetoes are terrible, and you will never win if you have an auto veto. But that's a small thing, in my opinion. I think these guys would be perfectly fine on Rio Hardpoint, and maybe that was the lesson they had to learn this event to win champs.
So you think it's a learning experience? I mean, Pat, I think the only worry, though, is that it's happened multiple times on a Sunday now. So I just don't really know. What do you think it is, Pat? Because you can't just say, oh, they woke up today and we're just shit, right? Because it's happened multiple times now on a Sunday. Do you think it's like a mindset thing, or do you think it's just another day? You think New York was just hot today? Like, you really think that's what it was? Because everybody else kind of played New York close. Toronto got slammed, bro. They weren't even shooting back.
I mean, we could say that for multiple teams, though, to be fair. Like, especially when teams are on like this, on like New York was. I mean, the Optic did the same thing to a few teams last Sunday. Like, it's kind of hard to nitpick specific things. Like they literally got world star. This wasn't their best performance by any means. But I'm not worried. I mean, these guys are consistently every Sunday in the tournament, so I think champs will be the one where they don't crumble and they take it home.
The chat's really funny because everybody's like, "What about FaZe?" We're not talking about FaZe yet. We're gonna get to FaZe. Trust me, we'll get to FaZe and we'll talk about FaZe. Because it's kind of the same thing with them, right? Like Championship Sunday, people are saying, when they get to the grand final, it kind of all falls apart. Like guys, chat, we'll get to FaZe. I know you guys really want to talk shit about FaZe. We'll get there. Okay, relax. We'll get there, guys. You guys.
People that want to talk shit about FaZe, Tom, stop watching the event on Thursday. So it really don't matter.
I agree, Pat. I agree.
Are you insinuating
They want
that
to
it's
talk
the
about the
Optic
number
fans
2, but
wanting
they
to
don't
talk
want to talk
shit
about the number
FaZe?
12, Tom. That's the issue.
I had to sneak that one in,
Nah, I just thought the chat was funny. Everybody, we're not on that series yet. We will critique FaZe because I don't disagree with a lot of the critiques, man. You can't disagree with them. It is what it is. But any other final thoughts? I mean, this was one of the series that kind of blew by. Actually, the first few series kind of blew by so quickly. But you guys got
Today
any?
sucked, bro.
Yes, today
be
was
honest.
today was a rough day. I feel like teams were just getting pissed on. Honestly.
Everyone got shit on until finals.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of how it went. I mean, you guys got any other final thoughts here with New York, Toronto? I mean, Toronto ended up getting what, top 4, right? They get top 4 this event.
Yeah, they got fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth, which prevented them from the opportunity to maybe get the Underworld seed going into champs, and now they will have a pretty interesting draw. We'll get to at the end of the show. I think for me, for Toronto, I mean, I thought throughout this weekend they were super up and down, especially on their bread and butters, and you kind of started to see it. Was the same issue we saw with FaZe with S&D last stage. You started to see them kind of start to lose their bread and butters over the last week or two. So hopefully they can go back, improve on some of the key cornerstone maps like Karachi Hardpoint going into champs so they can have those reliables. Otherwise, they're going to fall victim to a hot respawn team like happened today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anybody else got any other thoughts? I think if you're Toronto, you just got to go back to the drawing board. But
I have a little bit of thoughts, not really like just kind of an overall thing. I'm just so glad we're done watching online matches because, like, if anything that online matches have told me is that these online matches are just a goddamn lie. The amount of teams that have either had like an insane stage, then come to LAN and like you expect them to win and then don't win, or teams that have literally bombed out online and then come to LAN and do somewhat decent. Like, it's just like watching these online matches has just been annoying because like we'll predict something and all of a sudden something else happens.
I agree with you, Chris.
In other news, water is wet.
It's Louis Scrims, bro.
It is, but can I add
Scrims.
one twist, and you let me know if you agree or disagree? Because I think, unfortunately, the way this CDL and whatever is structured, and maybe next year changes, is always going to be some kind of online activity. I think the unbalanced schedule doesn't help. I think teams getting easy or hard splits and having like an inconsistent set of opponents it makes it super unreliable. So if we want to stick with online matches, we need to find a way where there's parity. Either it's parity over the course of the season and the number of games that people play versus all the opponents. They all play the same people the same amount of times. Or let's just do 11 fucking matches in between every fucking event, and that way, everybody plays everybody, and there's no
even more online
BS.
COD.
I'm sure it's more COD, but like if I were any team in the league, why would I say no to that? Over maybe I just get screwed by a weird 7-game schedule where I play Toronto, Optic, FaZe in New York for my 7 matches.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Why don't they just do like how we just were here in the studio with no fans? Why don't they just do that for league matches? I mean, we did it years ago. Why not do it again?
So I think
People still have to travel.
So the way it worked back in the day was that all of that travel and accommodation was paid by the league, right? CWL booked your flights, MLG hooked you up with the apartments, all that stuff. I think the way that the current CDL is structured is that all of the T&E, all of that travel is on the teams, and that's a cost that they would have to burden to travel to LA. I know Adam Adamu from the Toronto unit talked about doing it there. Optics got their own venue in Dallas. I assume they'll still have it next year. Like, it would just be down to the teams to be willing to like cover that travel cost. I don't think the production cost for the league is going to be dramatically different than what it is now. There's some
Good
facility
thing they
costs,
got their
but
buy-ins refunded and no longer have to pay them.
Right,
yeah, it just comes down to annual budget.
Like, a lot of people are like, money. I mean, yeah, obviously, but we act like people don't got money in this industry, in this space. I mean, don't you want to see people play on LAN? I mean, that's where you get the most.
I'll say this, Tom, is that
we've had a lot of problems with online this year. A lot.
There were franchises, and I'm not sure which ones. You could probably take a guess that where every time this issue has come up in the CDL world, they brought up this issue and their hesitancy to always travel too much. But I personally think if we can add any kind of more LAN activity, remove as much online activity, you're going to have more consistent results. The competition's going to be better, and you don't get what Chris is talking about, where a team gets a fluke schedule, goes 6-1, and gets slammed at a fucking event.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so everybody's
What
talking about.
do you mean we could guess who? What does that mean?
Basically there's been a couple of arguments from my understanding where it was owner conversations on sort of LAN League. Obviously costs we covered, and the fact that, you know, some teams are like, hey, our guys just don't want to travel every weekend. Like, they don't want to go and be home away for 3 weeks. They kind of enjoy the schedule we have now where you're only on the road, 5 weeks out of the year.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I'm saying if you're saying we could guess who, then you know who they are, right?
Yeah.
But I'm confused.
I'm not going to say it on stream, though.
Like, I'm confused. The players get their living paid for in Texas, a lot of players, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why doesn't... Okay, most CDL franchise teams pay for their living,
Yeah.
do they not?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so where's the extra cost? Just pay for everybody's living in one spot. Everybody should just pay
Yes,
for...
in my personal
Like,
opinion...
everybody's talking about money. I don't understand. There's a way to do
Yeah,
it.
the
What
money's
is it?
getting spent anyways. What you're saying?
Right,
Bro.
it's gonna get spent anyway. Just everybody just gets everybody's.
Yeah.
They could spend for everybody's living in the same spot. Like every CDL franchise, just put
Yeah.
everybody in the same exact spot. Money's not an issue, right? They're spending that money anyway, and then everybody can play on land. I'm sorry, but like, and I mean, we have attached an accuracy right now, right? Like, you guys could talk about online sucks.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you play on like these shit servers. You have server problems, lag outs. People are playing on different.
You got
pings.
Seattle playing for fucking Vancouver
Yeah, it's a
against
joke.
Miami.
It's a joke, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Dylan, I heard Dylan likes online though, likes those servers.
This motherfucker's
crazy.
teammate, this fool's teammate was on the Virginia server dropping 1.9s
Nah,
versus
that's
every
cap for
Texas
that
team.
G.
Virginia server, Jesus.
That's cap, bro. I was in Texas.
They
doing
were
the same thing.
They were 9-0 map count versus all the Texas teams.
Yeah.
To echo your point,
9-0 is insane.
to echo your point, Tom. Like,
Hey, I mean,
We did
a
it back
couple-
in the
a
day.
couple-
Yeah.
Listen, all I'm saying is a couple of Texas teams got last this event.
That's true.
oh, what
That's
the
true.
fuck?
That's true.
One of them won it though. The New York one, they won it. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But-
I mean, they should just do it at ESA, bro. ESA's got all the facilities to do it. You have 12 team rooms, so practice facility is not a problem.
Where's that?
In
Arlington.
Arlington.
Oh, it's in Arlington.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Yeah,
stage.
I agree.
You
Sure.
get gate because fans could come through. There's opportunity and enough space in that building for like teams to activate and like sell and do stuff. Like, it makes too much sense. I'm sure there's just political issues with giving Optic free reigns to run the LAN League, but I think that's the best result for
Isn't it
everybody.
part of the
Land
argument that
leaders
people?
hosting it.
Isn't it part of the argument that some of the teams are like want to be the city team or whatever? Like Toronto wants their players in Toronto, or whatever team you are, you want your team in your city. You know what I mean?
Well, see,
I mean,
what
this all
you could
comes from
do.
just COVID too, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they just figured out that it's just infinitely cheaper to run shit online since COVID, so they're just going to keep doing that. It's not that they need to spend the money, like Tom said. They just don't have to. They just run it online.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it, Sam, because, the way that the old... I think, listen, here's what I think we should do, is I should get Adam App on here, because I think Adam can very eloquently explain, like, the cost issue.
Oh, listen, I get it with
'cause he's the one
costs
that
and stuff
figured
like
it
that.
out,
I
so-
get it. I just feel like there's a lot of money being invested into this league right now. A lot more being invested than when we were playing back in the day, and we were playing on in a LAN league, right? Like we were in Columbus, Ohio, for months at a time playing on a LAN, and it was all. Was it not awesome?
Yeah,
it was
well,
awesome.
honestly, those
You
times
weren't
were
there-
amazing.
You weren't there for months at a time.
2
You go
months,
for
wasn't it
2
2
weeks.
months?
You
Oh, it
go
was
for
3 weeks,
You go for
3,
2
4 weeks.
weeks.
Yeah, 2
And
weeks.
So
2
that's the
weeks.
difficulties, because back then you went for 2 weeks and you played basically 2 weeks straight of matches. I don't think with the way they do scheduling now, you would have to go back to that. So, listen, like, I think there are ways to find solutions on it. It's a question of who's going to write a check. I don't think the teams are going to be willing to add additional costs for it. I don't think Activision's going to. Now, ESL, FaZe Savvy Group, do they want to kind of fund a situation like that? I guess we'll see next season.
I was gonna actually point this out. This is a little bit, I guess, off topic, but it may tie in together with like the Esports World Cup. I'm assuming it's going to be like a yearly thing potentially, with that kind of attracting, other investors, organizations, and stuff like that might actually invest in COD long term. I mean, I don't know. It could potentially grow and make give more of an incentive to kind of like do better things for the COD League, even though it's like a separate entity. Because there's more like organizations coming in. So I don't know. There's always a possibility like that they can change the format and grow it in a favorable manner for teams and for more lands. So
Yeah.
But let's move on. Obviously, Toronto Ultra, they get eliminated today. Another Sunday where they just didn't win a map. So that's something that they're going to have to work on. New York, they continue on. We'll see New York again here shortly. But let's move on to the next series of the day. We have the Atlanta FaZe going up against the Los Angeles Guerrillas. This was another series where Atlanta FaZe just kind of dominated. I think the only map that was close was the Rio S&D. This one goes all the way to a round 11. I'm going to be honest, LAG completely trolled that map. I don't know what LAG was doing. Fame had a streak. They were up 5-2 with a streak, and they just decided to just rush mid for 3 rounds straight without using their streak, and then it became round 11. And then FaZe, which it's a good heads-up play in the round 11. We can scroll down, take a look. Oh, Jesus, fuck!
Fucking Model.
Oh, Model. It's another red carpet for the Los Angeles Guerrillas. And then the other side, see everybody from Atlanta FaZe going crazy. Yeah, Simp went fucking crazy in this series. A 1.37 with 13,000 damage through 3 maps from Simp. So great series out of him. Everybody else positive. Everybody doing their thing. Match MVP, not surprised, goes to Simp. Sam, let's start with you on this one. Atlanta FaZe versus LAG. What did you think?
It was a formality, bro. This was this was Rio, bro. Shout out to LAG for getting top 3.
Yeah. I mean,
all due respect, man. All due respect. This is a formality series. Like everyone here knew this was gonna happen. This is absolutely no surprise. The only thing that had my eyebrows up was the map too, but LAG figured out a way to get blooded 3 times in a row and not use their streak to win the map.
At least LAG found themselves here, right? I mean, got to give them some credit for that.
No, hats off to them for getting top 3 for sure, but I don't think there's a soul in the world that actually thought that FaZe was going to lose this series and be serious about it, not trolling.
Other than the LAG guys, because I think they, honestly, we got to tip the way that they play. They look fundamentally sound. The decision-making as a group is really good. I mean, today I think they fell victim to some poor individual decision-making on the searches you called out, which would have been their opportunity to get back in it, and they weren't going to win the control. So
their comms were super good in that listening too. Like that showed why they were like
Toronto.
Yeah, it's why they had such a good like placing and the way they were playing. Like their comms were really good.
Yeah, Dylan, I think you were even talking about it too, like their teamwork when they were running around the map and stuff. Like LG was actually like pretty impressive this week, and they started this first hard point pretty good too.
Yeah,
there's a couple of hills that FaZe was able to chain together like late in the game that made the score look kind of more drastic than it was. They were able to win by 100 points, but I mean LG had a really good first rotation here. But ultimately they were able to give it away. Dylan, what did you think about the series, man? What did you think of LAG?
I mean, I knew they were gonna have a very tough time in the respawns. Their S&D was their best chance, and they were playing really well until the 5-2 round happened. But I think LAG they surpassed expectations this weekend. They got top 3, and they kind of showed their consistency on land. They got 6, and a 3rd placing under their belt now, and it just shows like their teamwork is so good compared to like the bottom 8 teams.
Right.
They definitely have the best teamwork and comms out of the bottom 8, I'd say.
Yeah, and I feel like that goes a long way, right? Like that's kind of like the difference, right? When people are kind of playing off each other and trading together, like that stuff is what gets you wins, especially even against the top teams, right? You can kind of keep some of these maps close. Chris, what do you think, bro? Obviously, these your boys made a good run this weekend.
My boys,
Chris.
yeah,
they made
man.
a good run, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, they just got shit on, outclassed. I mean, at the end of the day, like, this is kind of like the thing that plagued this team the most. I mean, I feel like at multiple points in the year, you could go to their listen-ins, you can go to the way they, had game plans and stuff like that. They would look good. But it was always like, it's always the silent moments. Like, as a player, you guys know it's like there's communication and there's execution moments. And there's just times where you make a play where you're not calming it. Like, it's not going to happen. Whenever those plays are happening, they're just making the wrong ones, and it just snowballs those little mistakes, and they lose maps because of it. And we pretty much got glimpses of like what plagued them in all their online series here when they played FaZe, although it was against a world-class team. Still, same thing. They're just one situation off of like turning a favorable situation in their favor, and they would just bomb it out. So I don't know. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Pat, what did you think, Pat?
I mean, I agree with Sam. This was just as expected. I guess if you want to be congratulated for top 3, congrats. I've never celebrated anything except first in my life. So I mean, are we really like gassing this? They're probably going to go to champs and get 7th, 8th, and their year's going to be done. But this was just a formality for FaZe. Quick run through 3-0 on to the next.
I mean, speaking of Estriel, I want to talk about Estriel because as he gets his clip right here, some people are saying Rookie of the Year, Estriel, in the chat. I know a lot of people are sitting in the chat. Who would you guys give Rookie of the Year to? What do you guys think? What do you think?
I feel like it's only fair for him or Abuza.
Yeah, it's got to be one or him, right?
Estriel. I think it has to be honest with you.
You think it's Estriel, Sam?
I think I was on the Gwen train for the whole season, and then the last major, bro, it just fell apart. But I think now, I mean, I genuinely don't think that the other candidates have a candle to hold right now. Gwyn had like some pretty subpar land performances. They're obviously not going to champs. LG has the highest average placing. I think Geo's an underrated shout. No offense to Dill, but they didn't have great team success this year. Abuza's obviously there. He didn't have a great first two stages, whereas I think Estriel, he's always been consistent throughout the whole year. 04 came in late. There's a lot of candidates, but I think Estriel, when you look at the whole season, the entire body of work, I think it makes the most sense.
Yeah, I mean he's been really good. Go ahead, Chris.
If we weight LAN higher than like online performances and online like success, then I'd say give it to Estriel. But if we like weighted everything a little bit more equally, then I think you could still say Gwyn, just because online he had ridiculous performances. Obviously, that kept Ravens in the running for champs, while LAG pretty much bombed out of most of their online stages. Even though Estriel did play pretty good, and had some good series, their LAN performances were everything. So it just really depends on how you weight things. But
yeah, Ofer is playing well.
yeah,
He just doesn't have the
is.
longevity.
Yeah, the
he only played for,
longevity
what,
I think
2
matters
stages?
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came in late.
2 stages, yeah.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about the Rookie of the Year this season is I feel like in past seasons, we knew who the Rookie of the Year was, like, without a doubt.
Right.
It was Scrap one year. It was Hydra one year. It was Simp when he came in. Like, But this season, there's actually arguments for different people. There's no one that really stood out.
Yeah, there's no obvious
So it's kind of
choice.
interesting. We haven't really had one of these
Yeah,
seasons in a while.
you can even say Real, like Real transformed that like Heretics roster a lot. Obviously, everyone else did their part. They role swapped, Metal stepped up, blah blah blah. But like, there's arguments for literally every single rookie candidate for the most part. So I don't know. Probably Estriel though.
I'm gonna keep us honest, just because I know it's very easy to fall to recency bias. Gwyn leads every rookie in KD, kills per 10 maps, or 10 minutes, engagements per 10 minutes, damage per 10, overall maps, and map win percentage better than Estriel. So, I mean, if we want to use the LAN argument, sure, but Gwyn has by far been a better player all year long.
I mean, Gwyn was a great player this year. He was. I mean, it was unfortunate they didn't qualify. It's probably why people were leaving his name out, right? It's probably why a lot of people
Because they lost to Estriel on them, but like, I think that's just the subjectivity of an award like this, bro. Like, everybody's gonna have their own metric, and I'm very curious to see once the votes are tallied what actually the vote ends up being.
Yeah, agreed. I want to take a look at this round 11 here. This was a round 11 where Fame finally decided to use his streaks. Also, I'm pretty sure I can full screen if I don't go full screen cam here. Let me see. So let's go here. Boom. Yep, there we go. We can take a look here at the round 11. So Fame, they were up 5-2, and Fame got blooded 2 rounds in a row.
I think it was
Actually,
3.
3 rounds in a row.
With the streak in hand.
With
by
the
way.
streak in hand. So they go 3 rounds without using the streak, and now they find themselves in a round 11 here. And take a look where he ends up using it. Fame is in close box's corner right now using the streak. He calls the streak, and FaZe just jumps him. And then, of course, they kill him in the streak. Once they kill him in the streak, he can't control the streak anymore. So that just falls down. They don't get anything with it. Flames is pushed up on A by himself. He gets traded out, and that's a 2v2 situation. This one comes down to the wire. FaZe end up planting the bomb here on A. LAG, they wrap over towards the P2 side of the map, and it's actually LAG who get the first blood here in the 2v2. I thought for a second that they were going to clutch up this map, but it was Draza who clutches the big 1v2 here. You can see it's going to be Estriel who makes the initial play, gets that big gunfight onto Simp. Estriel, he pushes through Garage, he gets taken out, and then down goes Diamond Con. Big plays there from Draza with the 1v2. You can see Atlanta FaZe letting them know. What'd you guys think went wrong right there? I definitely think Fame is just way too pushed up with the streak. Just call it from your spawn. Like, they should be playing off their streak. They shouldn't be pushed up while streaking. I feel like
It's actually funny. It's actually funny that every single player on LAG, besides like a guy that was like holding Garage, and then Fame, I guess, just gave up all map control except for the guy that was in like boxes. Like, he's the furthest pushed up on the map. Look at their arrows. He's the furthest player to the center of the map, and he's the guy calling the streak. Everyone else is in the spawn. Like, what?
Yeah.
This is
I mean, bro, he ran top mid on defense the round before.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Yeah, on offense. Yeah, on offense, too, I feel like streaking is a lot better on this map because you can kind of force people to where you don't want them to be, get a free bomb side down. So LAG should have just streaked. I would leave it at the 5-2 or 5-3 round. And streak on offense, get the bomb down. You have numbers probably and all the information. You win. But on defense, like FaZe did here, they just made a play on you, pushed up, and now it kind of crumbled. So using your streak on offense on like Rio and 6 Star is a lot better.
I wonder what was going through his head. Like, why he didn't use it, right? You would think that somebody would say, because surely you're up 5-2. I'm sure he's saying, "Yo, I got a streak. I got a
think
streak."
the offense
Like
that they
him
were
died,
going to
hold
use
on.
it, the offense they were
Well, they
going to
hit
use
mid
it
that round.
No, the
and
offense they
used
were
it.
going to use it. He was watching the flank at A with the streak, and they just pushed through, killed him with the for the first blood, and then it was chalked.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, that would definitely was tough there. Just maybe a little bit of a brain fart from LAG, to be honest with you. I'm sure looking back at that one, they're gonna be like, man, what the fuck were we doing? And then of course the invasion control, that was pretty clinical from Atlanta FaZe. They were able to pretty much just close it out here. Anybody got any final thoughts on the series? I mean, LAG they get a good place and they get top 3, but they fall to Atlanta here, and they made a run, but. Yeah, we'll see what happens with them. Any final thoughts, guys, from anyone?
Nah, I
They're
think.
just not.
Go ahead,
I was
Chris.
gonna say they're just not a championship caliber team, bro. Like
This
if
was
you're gonna
crazy, by the
be FaZe,
way.
like if you're gonna be FaZe, like you're gonna be another championship caliber team where you're just gonna catch them on an off day, and they did not catch them on an off day. So, GG, go next.
Yeah.
My thought is that I really like the LAG project, and again, you mentioned that there are a couple of people really putting in time for this team, doing it for free. Like, I really hope that either LAG or someone acquires a spot, give these guys the resources for a year 2 project, because it seems like they're building a good culture. With the right amount of resources, they might, to your point, actually put together a championship team that can win something.
Yep.
But I guess to Pat's
is a
point, I don't
great
think it's going to be
buzzword
fucking
for them.
LAG, so we'll see.
The very least, even if they don't put together a championship caliber roster at that, like I just want to see them win some fucking more online matches so they can actually assert themselves as like a way more competitive team, because the teamwork is there. Like clearly these guys can actually do something, and they're probably a lot more put together than some of the other teams we've seen play this year. It's just, I don't know, I feel bad for the guys. I'm like, not even from the player perspective, I more so feel bad for the people that are putting in time to really make this work and not getting paid. Like that's so fucked.
Wait,
not
hold
getting paid is great.
on. To be fair, though,
It's
was
their
it-
choice.
It's their choice. Like I normally
I
would
know,
agree
but
with you,
still.
but they're choosing the intern basically. But I hope that someone
yeah.
believes in their project and gives them the right resources to invest to level up things. But I think again, to Pat's point on that rant, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. Like it doesn't seem like the Cronky Sports Entertainment is going to be the unit to do it. So I guess we'll see if someone buys the spot.
Get them out. Get them out.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any other thoughts? Are you guys ready to move on?
Well,
Alrighty, let's move on to the next series of the day. We got the Los Angeles Guerrillas going up against the New York Subliners. Obviously, New York, they come into the Sunday. They take care of business against Toronto. They 3-0 them. And then we swap on over. They play LAG, and then they 3-0 LAG. So LAG getting 3-0, 3-0'd. And bounced out of the tournament. You see a 100-point win in the first hardpoint. I mean, New York and hardpoint this weekend was fucking insane.
They went on a 10 hard point?
10.
10
winning
10
streak?
hardpoints in a row, dude.
Yeah, they only lost the first one to FaZe of the weekend.
Yeah.
And then won every one since. So
That's pretty crazy. What do you guys think it is with New York's hardpoint? Like, dude, what do you think it is? You think it's their pace? Like New York,
I think
Kismet and
everything just
Hydra?
started clicking because you guys remember like earlier in the season, like all the other top teams would be like, "Oh, scrimming New York, they play so weird.
Yeah.
This, and this." Something happened to where they were all on the same page. Kismet was making plays. Hydra was doing Hydra things. Dante was piecing. Caesar was doing all the dirty work, sitting in the hills, blocking spawns, doing whatever he needed to do to set his teammates up, and everything just clicked. And I don't know if it's the way they play because it seems like they have a slightly different and I guess more aggressive style of hardpoint. Because I feel like both of their subs, Kismet and Hydra, are always flying.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to make plays. So everything clicked for them. And if they can keep this hardpoint going into champs, they're going to be a very scary team to deal with.
Especially this weekend, Kismet was fucking
Yeah,
moving.
It's
99 kills was back.
Yeah.
It's the Dallas
Didn't they get
Empire.
3-0 day one?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the one
They
They
hardpoint.
got slammed day one by
Yeah.
FaZe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, this shit is just so day to day. It's the same story as Major 3 with Optic, bro. They looked horrible to start, and then they were godlike on a day or two. Like, you wake up and you shoot better and you're playing better that one day. That's all that matters at these tournaments, bro. They go by so quick. But they were godlike today.
I think their hardpoint game, like when their ARs, especially Dante, is like playing at a certain level, it really enables like those long plays, those pinches, those aggressive plays from the subs. And where they've gotten in trouble online are series where the ARs aren't shooting as great, and then the reads on those pinches are way easier for the teams because they can actually control the flow of the map. That's when New York gets in trouble. When they make shit chaotic, they're impossible to beat in hardpoint. I think that's the way they were playing today.
Yeah.
I actually kind of disagree a little bit in the fact that I don't think it's
disagree.
necessarily that
I'm not
the
putting it all on
ARs were.
Dante.
No,
Yeah.
I know that the
Yeah.
ARs are playing good or bad. Is that when I've played against them, like they make the spawns insane
Yeah.
on some of these plays, and I feel like when I was watching today and this weekend, there was not like crazy spawns happening because
Yeah.
they weren't taking crazy routes or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like they were keeping it mixy, but like controlled. You know what I mean? It was readable for them to make the game easy on themselves as a unit to like control the game and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because I hear you. They flip out people and they flip themselves up all the time.
Yeah.
What did they call it? Controlled chaos? Is that
That's what it looked like when you watch them play. They knew what was going on, but the other team didn't. That's how you know they were like in flow. You know?
Yeah, I think Kismet's just the X factor for this team. If Kismet's getting his kills and making his plays, like the play he makes are going to make him so impactful, and then you can't stop Hydra and Kismet when they're both playing at this level.
Yeah.
Too much aggression.
I was also going to say, I think it's mainly just on Kismet, but also Sky's kind of underrated here in terms of like what he did. I noticed with Skies that like a lot of people would call him a slower player, but in terms of like his play style, a lot of time he was like a person that would like to be on like cuts or like in power spots. I feel like he was just getting in the hill more and literally playing like a lot more of a bitch role in the hard points for this team, and I feel like that actually benefited them and probably made the map way less chaotic, and it let fucking like Kismet off the leash pretty much, because Ben was saying how like their ARs and stuff like that are getting kills. Motherfucker, when I was watching them play at home, Dante was literally having series with 20k damage, and Caesar was playing all right, and Kismet was just having actual stinkers. Now, like it wasn't on the ARs like this whole time. It's always been on Kiz for the most part, and maybe Caesar and like Dante to find like their sort of like play style, their roles within the team, but mostly just on Kiz, bro. The Kismet we saw this tournament, we haven't seen this guy since Modern Warfare 2. I don't care what you guys say. It is literally all on this guy.
But we also haven't seen Caesar play as safety as he has in the past on some splits, and I think that adjustment, and I know Nameless talked about in the broadcast today, I think has also been really key for them to, again, to your point, like let Dante be Dante and go out and play and not really cause like the uncontrolled chaos instead of the controlled chaos.
Yeah, I think Sky's even said it in the interview that he's just kind of just playing spawns, playing hills, and his team was kind of doing the rest. So just kind of being like the backbone for these guys. I know these guys have been working really hard on elevating their gameplay and kind of working together. Yeah, this was disgusting.
A little 15-second ace.
Yeah, this is disgusting.
Stole his streak.
Yeah, and then, Kismet. So Kismet, for those of you that didn't watch, but Kismet was able to get a streak here. He gets an ace in the first round. He gets a couple kills next round. He gets the streak, and then what happened? Somebody lagged out? Somebody crashed or something?
Kismet lagged out.
Yeah, Kismet himself lagged out.
That's crazy. He was frying so hard they had to kick him off the map. That's insane. But LAG to continue the show. Lamar, you had any thoughts on the series?
Nah, I mean this was just
They got slammed.
New York flow state dominance.
Yeah, completely agree. Anybody else? Chris, Sam, Pat, you got anything? Sam, Chris, anything else?
I mean, you guys pretty much said everything for the most part, and New York are just catching fire from the losers bracket at this point in the tournament. Obviously, it pays off in the end, but yeah, I mean, the LAG alley-oop was a pretty easy read here.
Yeah,
but I think it's kind of just what, I think it's kind of just what Chris said. Like Caesar acknowledged how his entire team was 1.2s the whole weekend, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'll get a minute and 45 every hard point." So it was a good just heads up decision from him to take a backseat a little bit, but. Yeah, it's just Kismet. When he's playing this well and running around the map causing chaos, Paco's obviously you know what you're going to get. And then I think genuinely, like, Dante has been fucking unbelievable, bro. Like, not even just in the KD department, but just, like, the decision-making. Obviously, the first example that comes to mind was the LAT thing yesterday on Invasion Control, but I think Dante's, like, Stage 4 has been fucking unreal, man. And I've been a pretty big New York hater for the majority of the year just because I think that they were severely underperforming because the standard should be what they did today. So to see them put it together now was super impressive, man. I think Dante's been fucking
godlike.
Yeah,
he's been unbelievable.
Insane. He's been great.
Bro, people were saying this guy couldn't fill lanes, bro. Like, are we kidding? What does that even mean?
Insane in Major 4. So
Those people, bro. Start saying names. I need names.
People in chat, people like I don't know. We were having discussions about like
those are
Priesta
NPCs
and stuff like that. Like, brother, what are we even talking about here?
This is I just wanted to pull up the 1v4 here from Fame because this was actually the only 1v4 we've had all year, which is crazy. Nobody's clutched a 1v4 until today, and it was the champions that gave up the 1v4.
And that's so disrespectful from Fame's teammates. He 1v4s and they don't win a round after.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Come on, guys, I got us another round, and they just, you know.
We thought after this 1v4 the momentum was going to swap and they were going to run away with it, but they didn't run around after this. Or I think the next two rounds they ended up losing, but. Good shots from Fame. It was a sick clutch. At least they got a highlight.
It was nice.
Highlight here.
It's probably the clutch of the year. Like
the
S&D
hip fire was crazy right there.
2 bullets hit fire. It was crazy.
That Brandon clutch is still up there, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
was a tournament winning clutch right there.
Yeah, that clutch, the one on Invasion when he was on the bomb. Yeah, that one was crazy. That one was insane. But All right, gentlemen, any other final thoughts on that series? LAG, they get eliminated. They get a top 3 placing. At New York, they continue to the grand final where they'll meet Atlanta FaZe, which, New York, they came through losers. Is this the second? How many times has a team came through losers now? And got the dub?
Did it.
Yeah.
New York just did it. I don't know what happened.
Well, was New York the first one from losers round 1 to do it this season?
I think so.
I think it's the first one because Toronto or
impressive.
Optic did
That's
it, but they won their first round matchup, I believe, at Major 3. So I think this might be the first team to make it from losers round 1. They did it last season as well. So even if they lose in the first round, they are still very competitive. And
I want someone to do the math because I was texting my friend Adam before this, and I think we're both pretty sure that half the winners in the history of the CDL have come from losers bracket in some of these tournaments, which is insane.
That is kind of crazy.
It is kind of wild. Tom, you know where you can also get half off? Well, maybe not exactly half off. Is you can go ahead and hop on over to steelseries.com.
I like that.
Use code TheFlank. You actually get 12% off. But more importantly, go there and check out the FaZe X Steel Series collection. They got a mouse, they got a keyboard, they got a great double XL mouse pad. So make sure you check that out. Some of the items might not be on stock on steelseries.com. You can also go check it out. If you go to their website, there's other retailers that sell the FaZe stuff, especially at Best Buy. So make sure you go there and use code TheFlank.
Yes, sir. That's good work.
That was beautiful.
W plug. W plug.
Let's get some ones in the chat, please.
Unbelievable.
plug.
One in the chat for the one and only, the executive producer. Let's hop into the grand final. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against the New York Subliners. This one ended in a 4-2 victory for New York.
The Bulldog had me barking map 1.
Yeah, he was going fucking crazy. Matter of fact, we'll scroll down and take a look at the stat sheet here. Paco with a 1.12 and Kismet with a 1.12. I think we can all agree if your sub players are both dropping 1.12 like that and dropping 22,000
Dante
damage
putting
each.
the most damage down as well as an AR, so he was in the mix. I mean, Dante actually is the most deaths on the team.
Yeah,
so
with
he
an
was
AR.
moving too with an AR.
Oh, yeah.
They were just putting unreal pressure on the teams this whole Sunday.
Yeah. You can see Paco here. He got the MVP here, 72 out of 99 votes. He was, and he got the MVP of the whole weekend as well. So congratulations to Paco.
He deserved it.
He deserved it 100%. He was unbelievable. Let's start with FaZe. We see them in another championship Sunday, another grand final, and another second place finish. Obviously, if you're a FaZe fan or if you're watching, you're wondering what the heck is going on with these guys. What happens to these guys on Sunday, right? Kind of the same thing with Toronto. How did these guys keep falling apart in the grand final? What went wrong? Pat, I kind of want to start with you on this one. What do you think it is, Pat? We also got the Bulldog in the chat. We got Kismet in here, so everybody show some love to the Bulldog, man. 99 kids.
Loyal flank viewer, 99 kids.
Hell yeah, man. Congratulations, Bulldog. And we got the GTA server dropping next week, Bulldog. I'm going to need you in the streets selling the ammo.
No, he's not looking for a chance. What the fuck are you doing?
No, he was selling ammo.
You're
Brother. Hold on. Last
Insider
year.
face sabotage. Try to unlock the Bulldog.
No. Last year, Bulldog was selling ammo by night, and he won the last 2 events, selling ammo by night.
Fair enough, yes.
Okay,
don't mess up his mojo.
Don't mess up his mojo. Don't try and mess up his mojo. Okay, Pat, we'll start with you. What do you think's going on with Atlanta FaZe, man? Should they be worried? Should we be worried, Pat, for us FaZe fans, like myself, Pat? Should I be worried, Pat?
I mean, I doubt it. Like, you're basically worst case scenario is they get top 2 at champs, so I wouldn't really be worried. These guys didn't lose a map until they got to this series. So I'm really not sure. Well, I mean, we've talked about this for 3 years now, 2.5, 3 years, where these guys look like final until the grand finals. Still true. They still haven't figured that out. We thought they were going to, but I'm really not sure what it is. I mean, I obviously don't talk to these guys really at all, so I have no idea. But to be basically the final boss every tournament until the grand finals is pretty ridiculous. I'm not sure what they got to do.
I mean, I'll tell you what I think, Pat.
What the hell, man?
Which is
What do you think?
Also, I want to add real quick, Ben, to your point earlier. You said half the people in the CDL win from losers or whatever.
Yeah, I wanna know the
I
actual
mean,
stat.
that's got the most simple explanation.
Yeah, single best 7.
No, not even that. You have no advantage coming from winners.
This year's the worst
never
advantage,
been
too.
a thing. Yeah, that's never been a thing in the history of COD until the CDL. So I mean that it's very simple why it is. It's a literal 50-50. Like it's pretty self-explanatory.
Should be two best of fives.
And this year especially, like you don't even get advantage for vetoes or anything like that. The only advantage you get in the veto is
literally
you
doesn't
pick the
matter.
control.
is the control. That's it. But like at least
The format's just horrible, bro.
at least Vanguard, like when you came through winners, you in the best of 9, you got the only vetoes, you got all the only vetoes, and you got every side pick. So it's like, all right, that's cool. You're pretty much picking the best of 9.
Everybody's spamming Cope. Listen, New York was the better team, guys. Obviously, right? Like New York was the better team. They came out, they got the victory. I think for me, it's their hard points. New York's hard points were just insane. I think them taking both hard points in this series, the first 2 hard points, all they had to do was take a surge, and then they just had the momentum at that point, right? You go into the control, which, in my opinion. I think, Ben, you were talking about it, like FaZe is really good at invasion control, but last few times I've seen New York play that map, they're good at that map, bro. They're a really good invasion control team.
I mean, New York got close to losing it twice this weekend, though. I would say this, like, the way this series played out, New York didn't look like they were going to lose a hard point. FaZe took that crazy high-res control after they kind of waxed them on the S&D. I think the key map in this is the Karachi S&D, and this is kind of my point. Like, I think Zach has brought a lot of great things to FaZe, but I think this year... if you look at the lands that they didn't win, Major 1, Major 3, and now this, I think he's really struggled with search on land in those series. And in particular for Karachi, he's their bridge player on defense. And if he's dying, if he's a free blood, if he's not really putting pressure on the map, they're just going to fold completely on that side. And that was a big issue for them in the Karachi, and they lose momentum in the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's hilarious how Pat made this like final boss comparison, because like I feel like every time like FaZe has one of these tournaments where they get second, that's like what like the setup is. It's like New York, not New York. It's like FaZe or these like the Elden Ring final boss, and like the guys that are coming in are just like this like small ass character that just like whoops their ass, and it's all set up perfectly. Because I swear it happens every single time they get second. But my thing, I think you guys hit the nail on the head with when it comes down to this series. It had to be like the hard points in my opinion. Like I know that New York was on a tear, but like FaZe has been also really good at hard point. Like the last like 2 splits. For them to lose both of them to New York was kind of like where it all fell apart, because you can't obviously expect them to be perfect in every other mode as well. They lose both hard points, and I think if they split that, then this probably goes a distance, and then who knows really what happens. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand.
I don't know. Like I said, I think New York was by far and away the best hardpoint team this weekend, but FaZe's angle in this series, looked at the maps, as their strong control in S&D play all season.
Nah. They lost Hardpoint Rio. It's like the map they've been undefeated on. I know they haven't played. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter though. That's like where that. Well, no, I'm saying like the fact that like they haven't played it. Regardless, it's still like their best map. Like that's like the angle there of attack of New York. Like that's
have we seen teams be that good at a map and not play it for an entire stage and then be bad at it when you.
Oh yeah. No. I get it. I get that's the formula. But New York recognized that is the formula. That is their angle of attack. They executed it. They play that map after playing it, really well, and FaZe fall into that trap. They leave that map in obviously because they're good at it. They're confident in it, but they know that New York might sneak in and play it. They take that gamble. New York ends up taking the victory on it. Like that was well prepared, well thought out of New York.
It's really funny because New York banned subbase in this series because FaZe beat them, I assume, so bad earlier in this tournament, and ended up kind of biting FaZe in the ass because, to your point, they haven't played a real hard point on us, but I just don't understand why we're ignoring that Karachi S&D, because that was basically the swing in this series. New York were very prepared on the map, and again, to my point, I felt like Zach was really uncomfortable in a lot of situations on bridge, and there were a couple of rounds where I think he could have made impact play to win a round and just couldn't get the kill.
Sam, what did
you serious right
I'm
now?
not scapegoating him. I'm just saying that was a swing momentum in the series.
Bro, I watched 2 rounds where Kiz ran through bridge, through arch without a smoke and just killed Zach. With no help. His teammates were like bottom green, top fountain, like just let it happen. Like Zach can't watch 6 different things while he's their bridge player. Like just because he's getting blooded or dying or not, like there's so many things that go into him dying on bridge that cannot possibly be 100% his fault.
But there were a couple of rounds where he was watching that and lost the gunfight. So I hear you. It goes both ways.
Like, we can't just say this is on Draws for losing.
Yeah, I don't think it's on Draws either.
Like they were letting Hydra literally omen TP on defense in the market for first blood.
This guy's omen TPing.
Bro, everything. Look at him right here.
He's TPing into spawn every map.
Right, the way that he's able to hit these gaps and not be seen, he finds so many of these timings.
And just being in the spawn.
Actual ninja, bro.
No,
I think to your point, Sam, where sometimes normally for FaZe S&D men are right, like. they get in a lot of 3v3 rounds because even though Tyler gets blooded, sometimes he gets blooded half the time. And then they win those 3v3s. But the way that Karachi kind of played out in those 3v3s, they then lost middle control. And they can never win those gunfights from either 3 or P2 or from bridge. And the guy's hopping up the ladder to your point. Paco just like pushing fucking
15 seconds. He's already in their window.
He was just fucking actually sprinting at him.
Bro, I'm starting it. I said this in the watch party. Hydra is literally the Pistola of like Call of Duty. He's the wizard, bro. That is his nickname. That guy is actually a magician on the map. I don't care.
Yeah, the things that he's able to do on the map is crazy. Like even the way he moves through the map, like he's smooth, bro. He's smooth.
Bro, when you watch him play, whenever he's in a good spot, like he never fumbles. When he's in the good spot, he always makes like the kills happen or makes a play. There's a lot of players that get to a good spot and then something goes wrong, unlucky, maybe you lose a fight or whatever happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he just never gets unlucky and always does the right thing.
And he's so consistent too.
Yeah.
It's like every single day we watch this guy play, we rarely see a bad map from him. Like he's gonna have bad maps here or there. Every player's gonna have bad maps, but Paco's consistency on a sub is insane.
Just seems like he always makes the right micro decision every time.
Yeah, and he's always able to make like so many solo plays like consistently. It's he knows what he's doing, bro. And one thing I love about Paco, even in the S&D, like the one round when he was on defense on Karachi, he was in their chicken coop 10 seconds in. Like he's not scared to make a play either.
Yeah.
Sam, we talked about this yesterday. Yeah, Sam, we were talking about this yesterday, right? Being able to take risk, right? Like being able to take risk and make a play. Yeah, like making a low percentage fight, like being able to take a risk, make something happen, be an impact. Like that's something that Hydra does so well. Even Kismet too, both of them are like such high impact players when they're on. Just think Paco's consistency this year has just been fucking. I mean, this year,
This is
every
what
year
happens when they
has
all
been
play well,
insane.
bro. Like we can sit here and talk about Paco, obviously, but the catalyst for this team is Kiz and Dante.
Agreed.
Like, they all turned up. They all started playing well, and this is what it looks like. But I just don't know what happened on the side of FaZe, man. I feel like every time that these guys get a second place, like we're just looking at it like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Like, this is their tournament to lose. Like, oh, they got a finals ride. Here we go, and then they just. It's same as Toronto, bro. They get there and just actually break the fuck down.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad
know.
for Simp though. I feel like he was my bad, Sam. I just feel like
No,
Simp
you're
was
good.
let down.
Yeah, he played really well and probably will win MVP, but I don't think that these guys have a way to stop a cascade of bad events. It happens all the not events as in tournaments, but more so just like within maps or whatever. I think that they just don't have a good reset button, and we've seen it when things go bad, they go really bad for this FaZe team. And when you're on Sunday, you're playing against the other best team at the event, and when you're getting punched in the face, like they just don't have a way to calm it down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're never the team making a loser bracket round one run, which is like they're never in that situation where they're going to loser, a grand final where they've now won like 7 series in a loser round. They always come from winners and grand finals. And to your point, like because they're in that position, because we know that you really have no advantage in that situation, you need to have the skill to be able to reset after a bad map. And the swing map in the series was 5, and they weren't able to clutch up on evasion control and force us to a 6-star S&D.
This could be Fugaze too. I'm curious how their scrims go because like if they're scrimming all the time, you would know, I guess. Are they always just like dominating people, or do they lose scrims
Yes.
sometimes often? Like are they in situations where
Yeah,
are they getting in situations where they're getting
probably
dogged?
shitting.
Every-
They're, like, hitting on people.
You know what I mean? So because you have to
They have no adversity. They
Exactly,
never have
so-
to overcome it.
in those moments in scrims when you're getting put in a trap or like in these tough situations, that's what's gonna make you go there and be like, yo, when we're in this situation, you need to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
But if you're not used to being in those situations, you're uncomfortable when it does happen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I don't
100%.
think that really matters though.
You don't think so?
Personally, I mean, I
You
was
gotta
in
have
that
a plan,
same boat.
You know what I mean?
Like,
You gotta have a plan sometimes when you get put in like a bad situation.
Yeah, but a lot of teams have been that team that just dominates online. They don't, even they've never been in the situation, they still get it done, or they don't
Yeah,
get
that's
put in
fair.
that situation to begin with.
That's fair.
Dude, these guys are so talented. It shouldn't matter. I don't even want to give them that excuse. Like they have by far the best assembled team in the CDL. Like they should be able to overcome any situation, whether they faced it prior or not. They are far too good to fall to an excuse of, oh, we've never had to overcome this situation or that situation. Like, get over it, bro. You're way too fucking good.
You can say this is dick riding to a degree, but at the end of the day, bro, FaZe's biggest enemy when it comes to winning events is literally themselves. Like you hear it from every single player that talks about this team when it comes to their online, and you see it in their consistency in LAN. When they play online, like they world star everybody. Everyone talks about how like playing them online is literally hell. Scrappy talks about it all the time, right? They barely were able to get over the hump of beating them, and then when you go to LAN, obviously these guys place consistently in like the top 2, top 3. Like they just don't really have, like they don't. what is it? They don't have the adversity like constantly there, like them trying to overcome it. Like it's always them against them, while everybody else is like seeing how well FaZe is doing, and they're using them as a benchmark to like try to like beat them. So like they're people are always chasing them, if that makes sense, while they're like not really. They're like chasing their tail in a sense. I don't know how to explain it, what I'm trying to say, but basically every other team is like striving to get better and improve, while FaZe is just like trying to like is just staying like almost complacent in a way. I don't know how to explain it.
Bro, I think it's
That's
simple,
the
bro.
best way.
They're just scared. They're just scared to lose, and you don't have that feeling until you're in the grand final. That's why they look absolutely final in every round of the tournament up until grand finals. They're just afraid to lose, and they when they're in the grand finals, that just breaks them.
I think they're
Bro,
worried.
you don't go 2-9 without a mental aspect to it, bro.
Yeah, bro, you're 2-9 the last 11 grand finals. You have
talented
more grand
trio
finals than any
ever.
team in the CDL.
They're 2-9.
No. 2-9. They're
Since Vanguard,
bro.
yeah.
It's inexcusable. Genuinely, they're 2-9 in grand finals since Vanguard with the most talented trio potentially ever. Like it's inexcusable, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and say any type of cope for them. That shit's embarrassing. Period.
They're gonna handle the pressure better. I think that was the word you're looking for, Chris. It wasn't complacency, but like they just got to handle the pressure of like closing out these tournaments better.
Yeah, they don't really have a benchmark they're looking for whenever they're like practicing at home or playing. It's like they are their benchmark, and so like
I don't
every
know
other
if
team
that- I don't
just
know
I'm
if
about to
keeps.
start
true,
screaming
though. I
on
don't know- I
dial-up
don't know
if
if
I'm
that's true,
them.
though.
Like, yo, we screaming on dial-up.
That's why I'm
Let's
saying,
get
like,
dogged and let's figure out how to
They need to start playing at a disadvantage. Like I don't know how to explain it. They have to start playing with ankle weights on if
have
they
to
want to
watch
get
That's
better.
not their problem, bro.
They
They
have
don't
a
need to
niche
get
problem,
better.
bro.
This team is final in every single round of every single tournament except the grand finals. They don't need to get better at anything. It's not like they just suck all this. They literally just break in the grand finals.
they just
They
gotta
are
rise to the
the best
occasion in the
team
final.
every tournament except for in the grand finals.
I did want to show some love to Kismet on this play because he went crazy here. He kind of saves him here.
He 100% saved
He
it.
got 2 dead, right? Abizi gets 1, Selim gets another, Abizi gets a second. That's 3 dead. Kismet somehow is able to get 2 on the point by himself. And then he's able to stay alive long enough for his teammates to come off spawn and clutch up there. That was at the very end of this round here. FaZe could have went up. FaZe could have went up here and tied the series 3-3 and pushed this to a 6-star S&D, which at that point, right, that's probably New York's biggest weakness, right, is their search game. So just a really good play from Kismet. I wanted to highlight that because Bulldog went crazy right there. That was an insane individual play.
There was like
bro.
3 or
Good
4
shit,
scenarios, Tom. There was like 3 or 4 scenarios on this map, Tom, where New York almost threw it away and FaZe almost like made a play to either like cap A or keep themselves alive, and New York just kept clutching like by like one aspect. I still remember even towards the end, whenever they closed it out, Sib went absolutely massive over by like the B point. Kismet obviously goes massive there. Like just all these tiny little like moments that and you know what was really cool that this is like a W from the CDL production when they went to like in between rounds, like the player camera and like you could hear their comms. They were talking about like how I think Kismet's saying that this was like their destiny to like win it this way, like with the invasion control or something like that. And I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I mean they were unreal. New York deserved it. I think even just watching them through Sunday, we could just tell that they were on point. And Chris, I know you called it right. You thought if they won those loser bracket matches and we're gaining that momentum, you thought they were gonna go on and win it. So you ended up calling it. Also, love the pinches from New York constantly. How many times do they pinch through mid and shoot these guys off the point? And then Paco here at the end, he was able to get a nice little 3-piece. The MVP calling game.
Seal the deal.
Yep, the MVP sealing the deal, calling game, getting the job done. Again, huge congratulations to the New York Subliners. They deserved it. They were most definitely the best team there today. And I'm really happy for him, especially Dante, because he's gotten a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm really happy for Dante, man.
Yeah, he's he deserved it.
People
These guys
been
deserved
dick
it.
riding him all year, bro. People been dick riding him all year, so I'm super happy that he got a dub and like, got to tell everyone to fuck off.
I know he's been working hard too.
Yeah,
he's been grinding his ass off. So really, really, really good job from all the subliners, man, all of them. Shout out to Troy, right? Troy and D-Real, right? Their coaching staff.
Yeah.
They've gone through a lot as well this year, and I think they deserve a lot of credit as well. It's not easy to turn a team around when they're struggling, and obviously Troy and D-Real, right? They work with the team every single day, and they were able to get these guys on the right track. So really
Big
good,
shout out to Troy
kudos.
though. Big shout out to Troy though, because when they didn't have a crowd at this tournament, Troy was their
was the
crowd.
crowd.
Yeah.
He was the crowd for their New York Suppliers matches. You
He
heard
was
him in
cozy,
every single
bro.
time
He was loud
somebody
as
was
hell.
going nuts. He was yelling, bro.
Yeah, no, he was. I do want to swap on over. I want to take a look here at the World Championship, right? We got the Call of Duty champs coming up, and this is our bracket. All right, we got 8 teams. These are all the first round matchups here. We have Atlanta FaZe going up against Miami. We got the New York Subliners going up against Seattle. Toronto Ultra going up against the LA Thieves. And then we have Optic Texas going up against LAG. What do you guys think about this bracket, man? What do you guys think about these matchups?
Just start them all and losers one, bro.
There's some interesting angles here. The
No,
Toronto,
there's not.
Toronto Thieves, Optic LAG angles are.
That is comedy, bro.
The Surge one with New York is hilarious because the New York or Dante gets
Little man
sent
versus
home
Little
Little
Man.
Man or
04 shit.
04.
Yeah.
That's always a funny one. And then, I don't know, call me crazy. I mean, this is a LAG cope, but if Optic fails to improve their teamwork aspect, LAG might be the complete opposite of like what this Optic team has been as of late. Well, LAG has a ton of teamwork and they lack the stars. Texas has what seems to be no teamwork lately and a ton of stars. So complete opposite matchup, and you never know with that match. So I don't know. We'll see if Optic can improve and get a fucking W on the board.
I think-
Jesus
I
Christ.
got all 3 O's.
Toronto Thieves is very scary for Toronto because Thieves are just the weirdest team of all time. And if they actually play the way they play, they are a scary search team. They're one of the better search teams through most of the split. And that's a huge problem spot for Toronto. So I don't know if that upset's going to happen because, again, Thieves are like, they're a Jekyll and Hyde team. But if they show up, I think Toronto could have some real problems.
I think New York has the scariest matchup out of all the teams right now. I think Surge has the most upset potential out of the four.
Out of the bottom teams.
I would say out of the matches they definitely do, but like the last 2 times that New York have played Surge, it has not been pretty for Surge.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. New York's
that
obviously
Optic
on
LAG
fire.
is definitely the most upset
Yeah,
potential.
I
for
just-
sure.
I-
You think
I-
so?
With Optic's current form, yes.
With Optic's current form, 100% Optic LAG. is the
Lamar, I
most
would agree
upset
with you if,
Yeah,
New
I would
York,
agree, probably.
New York had 1 hour to prep for a Seattle match, but with weeks to prep for Seattle and their play style, that coaching staff usually gets their guys going pretty
Yeah,
good.
I mean,
and
those
I think,
motherfuckers would just hit the front.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
you
I
hit
think-
an
I
iron
think they're
against
just-
Seattle.
I think they're gonna be
0.5, bro.
fine.
Like, hit an L trigger.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see a world where Optic don't bounce back though. This is in Texas. This is literally their home turf. So
I'll say this
Yeah, I've
though,
said that about the major,
the
too.
way this might play out though, Pat. I know you said the LAG might get top 8. They might draw Thieves and losers bracket round 1, and I think they're gonna get top 6, brother. Because I am not taking Thieves.
Bro,
against LAG.
anything below top 4, who fucking cares?
no, wait, hold on.
Respectfully,
Pat
of
said
Yeah,
if
bro.
you're not first, you're
Tournament doesn't
last.
start
So we
until
got
Saturday.
Pat said if you're not first, we're last. So we got to stop giving FaZe props because them motherfuckers haven't been first 2 out of 9 times. I'm done giving FaZe props at this point if that's Pat's mentality.
I don't know what your point was trying to make, but yeah.
It's a joke because you said if you're not first, you're last. But we sit here and talk about
And
FaZe
I
being
still
good.
say that. I just said FaZe are final until the grand finals.
It's a
and then they got
joke,
ball
man.
started.
Relax,
Yeah,
bro.
I'll-
It's
I'll
a
say, look,
joke.
I think
Dog
we-
shit joke.
I think we all agree. Look, I think we all agree when it comes to FaZe, New York, Toronto, and I assume if Optic figure out their teamwork, it just the way this tournament is set up, it's going to come down to which one of these squads, especially on, I think Saturday and Sunday, really show up and make it to that championship.
Come on, bro.
match.
It's COD champs. There's no way Optic's not going home right now. And
Bro, Ben, you
Bro,
are
they've
going-
been-
you know
bro,
what
they've
I
been-
mean?
they've been-
Like,
insane right now,
Why
bro.
am I insane?
come on, bro. You think they're not?
I said
you
you're
think they're-
filibustering insane.
Bro, bro, here's the problem for Optic.
Optic's
with
going
me.
home and going hard as fuck every day. That scrim room better be a war room
They-
every
they-
Wait,
day.
the
they
thing
better-
though, can I go real quick before you guys
Yeah,
do?
go ahead, Sam.
I think anything that happens between now and then for Optic is irrelevant though. I genuinely they can keep their map pool up and scrim and whatever, but I don't think a singular thing actually matters until they sit down map 2 against LAG on first round. You could go again, you can go home scrim, get better, do whatever you want. Nothing that they are going to do is actually going to matter until that map 2 starts.
Yeah, because
That's not shit that's replicable in scrims.
Oh, yeah,
you can
yeah,
go home
that's
and
fair.
scrim
Yeah,
a
that's
CD
fair,
and do all that
that's fair.
shit, bro. They're on a 11, 12 loss streak in search.
Yeah, no, that's
they're
fair.
not. None of that shit matters until they spawn in map 2.
They have kind of double pressure because they have the pressure to obviously not get fucking dead last again, but also the fact that this is sort of as much as the Optic camp doesn't want to say it's not an Optic champs, brother, you're gonna step in that building, it's gonna feel like an Optic champs, and unfortunately, Optic's recent history at this event has been very poor, and they, as the Huntsman Optic Texas group, have never made the grand finals of a COD champs.
Why is it gonna feel like
They
not
lucky
the
I'm not
champs,
playing at
though?
this one.
Is it because it's like their home turf?
Bro,
Like,
bro,
is it the
home-
fans?
The fans are going to be overwhelmingly Optic fans.
But the fans are always going for
Nah,
us.
but
and-
but it's gonna be even.
it's gonna-
It's
I
gonna
think
be like
so.
it's gonna be
You're
it's gonna be like the Dallas
Well,
Major.
Tom, it's actually it's in Texas too.
Yeah,
as well.
like it is.
Because like the
it's
champs
in
we had at
Texas,
LA,
but-
LAT, it wasn't LAT's event, but it was their event because it's in LA.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I feel like at this point, like
I just don't think none of the top teams will get caught lacking. They know it's COD champs. It's important. They're going their hardest. I don't think any of the top teams get caught lacking.
I don't know why. I just feel like
Winners round 2 will be lit.
You guys will probably disagree with this take. I just don't think a crowd like. I don't know. I just don't think a crowd affects anything. Like
Nah,
when
you
I
definitely
played
it
get more
does.
adrenaline, bro. Come
You
on,
think
bro.
so? I feel
You
like it
definitely
didn't
get more
affect me at
adrenaline.
all.
I'm
You
gonna
get a
myself in this
two-piece.
conversation.
Bro,
I've had trouble on this
I
one
swear,
before.
Nah,
I
crowd
swear.
is 100%.
No, hear me out.
I'm gonna be honest.
Go-
I
go-
felt
go,
like
Tom,
my
go.
adrenaline was pumping, crowd or not. Like if it meant something, if there was something on the line, like
Of course, it's still pumping, but like
you
when
know
you
what I
hear the
mean?
crowd roar, like you could feel like the vibration sometimes when the crowd's going crazy.
that's
like
fair, that's
you could,
fair.
you know,
You
what I'm
I
feel
feel
saying?
like
energy.
I feel
Yeah.
like
That's
I feel
fair,
like
that's
these
fair,
no
that's fair.
I feel like
That's
these
true.
no crowd events allow like especially the bottom teams to lock in harder because they're like it's just them, their team, their game, and like they're not really worried about anything else. There's nothing else like around them. It's just I feel like it's just way easier to just like lock the fuck in.
Yeah,
Go
this
ahead,
is
get the
gonna be-
423 spam in the chat.
Bro,
in the chat.
this is
Didn't I say
In the
that
chat,
yesterday
man.
and
Just
you
spam
were
it,
like
bro.
that had nothing to do with
Fucking
it?
spam it,
No,
bro.
I didn't say I didn't disagree with you
I'm
if
a
you did.
loser.
I think that's true.
I think that's why we see upsets at these no fan events, bro. Because people who are good at home, good online, good with no pressure, perform their best. But
it's just hard, Pat,
when there's
because
pressure on the line, they get cooked.
it's hard to tell, like, this is the last major of the year, like, how much also just, like, grinding the game for a year. And for all these bottom 8 teams, they gotten way better at S&D. Talked about in stream earlier this week with stats as to why that is. Like, the potential for upsets with there, no crowd or crowd. But maybe you're right. I don't know. I will say this is the first chance we ever had, or first COD event that I can remember where it's in the round stage. So to your point about the crowd affecting it, like, there are going to be people 360 around when those guys
like
are playing.
bro, you feel the energy when someone
Yeah.
makes a big play, like whether it's your teammate or you or someone on the other team makes a big play on your team. Like, bro, when the crowd goes crazy, you feel that shit. Anyone that says otherwise is lying.
No, you're challenged when you hear that
No,
crowd.
you do.
for it, too.
You do feel. You do
Yeah.
feel.
It's,
it
but
when
it's
goes
not
crazy.
about whether you feel it, Lamar. It's about who's affected by it.
Yeah,
And
100%. Yeah.
When the crowd
So you
roars, I
feel
think
it,
that's
like,
the-
people
that's
are-
the differential.
Exactly, 100%. Like, so the effect is there, and then how it's going to affect you or your team is, different.
So how
If
did
you're affected by
I
the
guess
crowd, bro, you gotta get dropped.
this is
bro.
more for Dylan Lamar, but like, how did you guys feel playing this weekend, like in that venue?
It was just really chill.
Yeah, it was super chill.
You win a map, you're like, oh shit.
You guys get
good
sound
shit.
whore
You lose
easier,
a
right?
map,
Yeah,
you're
you
like,
could
oh,
definitely
shit.
sound her
But it was
easier.
very
That's
quiet.
a big thing with a
Yeah.
crowd too.
You could definitely
I guess,
sound her
right? The
easier.
sound whore.
And you can't play off the crowd either, so that's another thing. And like, yeah, it just felt very chill. Like, I don't know, it was
Because
obviously
it
intense.
looked like that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's
fucking
just
New
not
York
as
was
fun.
staring at Puckett
Yeah.
while they were doing predictions.
Yeah,
and shit.
you know what I'm
Like,
saying? Like, it was way more like
just seemed
trolly
laid
chill
back.
vibe. But the difference is, I guess, for us and compared to them, is like for us, it was definitely more intense than it was, I guess, for the top teams because we knew we were playing for our champ spot. You know what I mean? But for them, they were just like, okay, what is the dope? Is it just a tournament? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The intensity is the tournament, but at events, there's like other variables.
All right. Well,
it just seemed a lot more laid back watching for sure.
besides for COD champs, who do you guys have for MVP of the season? I feel like we all have different picks here. I mean, I'll probably go with Sim.
It's him.
I'd probably say Sim.
like
I feel like you can have an argument maybe for Paco too.
I just think FaZe have been so consistent all year, and Sim's
Yeah,
a big
just
factor in that.
consistency alone
Yeah.
with Simp, just from start to
It
finish.
depends on what your interpretation
Yeah,
of
it
it is,
just
though,
depends.
because
Yeah.
I think if you remove
I
Sim
think
from
it's-
I'd
FaZe,
give
I
it
think
to
they're a
Sim,
better team than
personally.
if you remove Paco
Yeah.
or Scrap from New York and Toronto.
I think it's
Yeah.
scrap, bro. If we're really looking at who is the most valuable to their team, Toronto without scrap might not even be top 4.
I don't know about
You can
that.
say that about
Those
every player we
respective
just said.
I don't
Simp,
know about that.
Hydra,
I think
and
the-
Scrap. I feel
What?
like
you can't say
If
that about
FaZe
Simp.
if FaZe
Okay,
didn't
not
have
Simp, but
Scrimp,
Hydra
bro,
for sure.
Simp, bro, they would still be
Scrimp.
godlike. Yeah, I don't know why I said Scrimp. I was
Yeah,
like,
I think
FaZe
they would still be good.
very good.
I think Scrap is the most valuable person to his team on all 3 of those examples.
I
Have
don't
you
know. I
seen
feel
the
like
team?
But what about-
I
what about
feel like
Paco,
Simp
though?
is pretty big
No,
to
have
FaZe,
you
bro.
seen
No,
the-
he is.
have
Of
you-
course he
You
is.
know what I
but,
mean?
like,
Have you
He's
seen
valuable.
Have you seen the Toronto stats on Sundays this year? Like, even if you count, like,
Bro, that's
Major
not
One?
to say someone's bad. Like Hydra and Simp could still be the 2 best players in the game. But if we're interpreting it as value, I think Scrap is the most valuable player to his team.
Once again, this is the objectivity.
I don't know.
Even in
With
Pro
that
Sports
angle,
debate.
it might be Paco, bro. No bullshit.
Yeah, it's,
I think it's Paco if that's the angle that we're
Yeah,
taking.
if that's the angle, I think it
I
might
still
be
think
Paco.
it's Scrap.
Yeah,
I think
you have to, like, deep
Envoy,
dive into all the
Kleenex, and
stats,
Insight
but-
are better than.
I've
Kismet,
seen
Tib, and
New
Scrap.
York win when Hydra plays okay. I've never seen Toronto win when Scrap just plays okay.
That's because Scrap just never plays okay. Like besides like
Yeah.
2 series ever.
That's
in a
Because he
game.
has to. He
Because
literally
him and
has to
MC.
be the best player every game.
I agree with Pat, bro. If you look at Toronto's land stats this year, bro, like it's especially on Sundays, it's really bad. I actually agree
They
with
might be
Sam that
generational breakers,
on paper, I would say I like the core three of Toronto better than New York, but statistically this year, that core three of Toronto has been real rough on weekends, and Scrap's kind of really
They have like
holding a lot of
0.8 or
victories.
something like that. I saw
Yeah, it's
some
like
Reddit
0.8 and
stat
0.9.
before the
It's,
show.
like it's very
Bro,
bad.
Envoy had one of the worst 2-month stretches that we've ever seen from any player. Like Jamie had an insane fall off. Kleenex has been the only one that's been somewhat consistent, but even he's been a roller coaster. Like Scrap has been by far the best player.
That's fair.
Every event, every online stage.
Yeah,
Bro,
This is
Pat might
actually
be
an
convincing me,
argument,
bro. You brainwashed me, bro. You got me.
My thing for Sam
The
is
fact that Rookie of the Year and MVP are both
Brainwashed
genuine
me, right?
conversations this year is godlike.
I just think FaZe have gotten to 3 grand finals. They finished with the #1 overall seed. Sim has been frying all year. I think that's just the simplest argument can make. So I expect most of the votes.
Yeah, but team
probably go with
success
that one.
doesn't.
That's why I think we need a different, we need a different accolade here. Like it needs to be best player, MVP, like
But
because they mean
it's the
different
same
things.
problem with MVP, bro. When we talk about like NBA MVP debates back in the peak of like Steph Curry versus LeBron versus KD,
So
like,
I
this
still don't know
always
how
existed.
Harden won over LeBron in 2018. Like it
Because
It just
MVP
makes
is
no
just
sense.
super subjective. It's an award, and they know that because the voting block is so big that people's criteria are just different. And
Yeah.
the thought process is once you add enough people to the pool that are qualified to make that decision, eventually the group kind of decides on the best person. And I think this year it's wide open. I'm very curious between I think Paco, Scrap, and Simp who people are going to pick.
It's only the regular season, right? Champs has nothing to do with it.
No, they vote on it now because they revealed during championship weekend. And actually, another thing as well, so you go on the Call of Duty website, and this I think came out today. You can also start voting for your all-star players. So you pick 4 ARs and 4 subs for the first team and second team all-star.
That shit's easy.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing an award show with Breaking Point, so it'll be
Yeah.
like the Flank X Breaking Point. What the hell?
That was a
is
good
it?
catch, right?
Ben's cracked.
I'm
Yeah,
cracked.
we're gonna do an award show, and obviously there's gonna be a whole process to it with the votes and stuff like that. We'll kind of give our own awards out, so that'll be a really good show. We'll probably do that in the off season, right after champs, or do you think we'll do it before champs?
I think, in my personal opinion, I think we should do it a week after champs. We should do it while it's fresh and before all the roster mania shit kicks off and before people go on vacation. So I actually have a call with Easy Mac literally after the stream ends, and Austin and I are going to talk about some dates, and then we'll decide and lock it in.
I feel like Roster Mania is gonna start right
who
away.
votes? Who votes on
I think
the league MVP?
There's a panel, and then there's also fans, right? Fans vote too.
No, I don't think fans have
What's
done
the panel?
MVP vote. I think
Oh,
it's
they
I
don't?
It's
think
like
it's
casters and shit like
casters
that.
and then the players
okay.
Casters,
and
talent,
coaches. I
shit.
think, yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's a peer voted award. I think currently.
thinking about the MVP now, like I don't know, bro. You take Paco off of New York. Paco's like
I think if you
insanely
take Paco
valuable.
off New York, that team is.
They're mid.
You take Paco off New York, I don't know, bro. I've been saying that the whole year. Paco has been insane. Like he's been unreal
It's
for these
just
guys.
the problem is if that's your criteria, then like
Yeah, the criteria is what we need to
people on
just
the best team will never then win
define.
the MVP because they're just kind of always exempt from that like criteria. You know what I'm saying? Like if the #1 team is just a stacked team and someone has an insane season, will never win fucking MVP even if they lost 6 series in a year. Because you take him off the team, they're still godlike.
I think we can all agree that
I
the
get what you're
MVP
saying.
race
Yeah.
is the MVP race is close, man. It's a lot of good players.
Yeah,
bro.
it's really close.
This year are genuine conversations, which is nice.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of years it's just like we know exactly who it is. Like it's not, you know what I mean. This year it's kind of like, man, there's a few of them, man, that could potentially get it.
We got Troy Center Michaels in the chat. Y'all mega yapping, Troy. Give me a fucking break, brother. We get paid to yap, my guy. That's why you're tuning in. You're sitting here watching.
Troy, who would you give the MVP? Troy, we got Troy Sender Michaels in the building, right? Obviously he's the champ here. We also got Bulldog in here. Who would you guys give it to, man? Who would you guys give it? They're gonna say Paco. They're gonna say Paco, man.
Of
course they're
Yeah, of course. Everyone on Toronto would say Scrap. Everyone
Yeah,
on
I got
FaZe
Simp.
would say Simp.
What if they can't pick their teammate?
Ooh. That's actually a good question.
They're not going to glaze, bro.
They're
They're not going to glaze. They just want a
They're not
chance.
gonna say anything.
We're sitting here asking the event winners to glaze the other
Troy
team. Nice
said
try.
when, let's fucking go and win MVP, boys.
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not,
He
Ben.
said give it to Ben. I mean, there you go. Troy says I should get it. So.
There you go. Troy
GG's.
said it. Ben Team's MVP. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, Ben, you want to hit the fucking putt for us, guys?
Yeah.
It was a long weekend. A lot of great matches. We got the World Championship right around the corner. Guys, I really appreciate just everybody who's been coming in and showing love, man. The energy in the chat this weekend was unreal, bro. Both in the watch parties on YouTube and over here on Twitch. At Call of Duty Champs, man, we're gonna be limited on time. We're gonna be in venue for COD Champs. So, our shows are going to be cut down to probably 30, 45 minutes. When we're in venue, we don't have a lot of time because we get kicked out for security reasons. But guys, we wanted an opportunity to be in the venue at least once this year, right? So, the champs will be a little bit different. Probably do like shorter shows and kind of give you guys a little recap, but we will be in the venue for watch parties, which will be really, really cool. I'm super excited for it because we haven't been in the venue all year. So, what's the matter, Ben?
Show me the poll. I want to see if I should throw or not.
What? No, don't throw. You trying to hit it, bro.
Bro, this guy's trying to cover his ass already.
All right.
You see, he's trying to cover his ass, man. Ladies and
Online
gentlemen,
warrior
Benjay
Benjay.
Nassim. It is Championship Sunday. Does Ben crumble?
I mean, let's see. Ben has a
under
crowd
the
here.
pressure?
Ben has a crowd here.
He's
Let's
got a
see.
crowd here. He's stepping up to the green. He's gonna line it up and he's gonna sink the ball here.
Wait,
on
why is there so many
Championship
holes, though?
Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Baby, it's
Championship Sunday, putt out of
It's
Benjay.
icy, Ben. It's icy. Even though he tripped over the surge protector 2 times this weekend and turned the stream off.
Unlike ATL FaZe, I clutch up on Sundays.
That's FaZe
What
Ben
the
even doing it
fuck?
too.
FaZe Ben? What
You guys say
the
FaZe
fuck?
Ben is biased.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But
fuck.
guys, seriously though,
Oh,
thank you so
fuck
much. Huge shout out again to my man Dylan and
my
Lamar, bro, for hopping on. I really appreciate y'all hopping
Thank
on.
you,
and
Tom. Thank you for
course,
having
bro.
me.
Thank
and
you.
thank you guys
having
for
us.
hanging out on the watch party today. It was fun, man.
Thank you for
It
the
was
triple
fun.
cheeseburger.
Of course,
Yeah,
bro.
that
Of
shit was-
course.
that shit was
That was
hidden.
so good, bro.
Hi ho cheeseburger over here in
Listen,
LA.
boys,
It's unbelievable.
We're gonna be in venue. I know, you guys unfortunately didn't make it a chance, but you're always welcome to come through and hang out with us. We're gonna be there doing watch parties in the show. You guys are always a pleasure. To
Yeah,
have on.
everybody's always welcome to hop on. And listen, I'm just really excited to be in venue. We haven't been in venue all year, and that's kind of just the YouTube Twitch thing, and
Yeah.
just a lot going on. We're also limited in the venue, but I feel like just feeling that energy for COD Champs and feeling that in the watch party, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So obviously stay tuned for that. We'll be doing probably some shows during the week as well. We'll kind of see if there's any maybe cool ideas that you guys have or anything that you want us to do. You can always drop them in the comments, and we'll
Except to
take a
go
look at that.
outside. I'm not fucking going outside when we go to Chance.
Yo,
Parties.
is Sam in like the gray version of Halloween Town right now?
Bro, I opened OBS and I tried to
Oh.
have 2 camera sources at
You
one
can't
time.
do that.
and
It glitches,
I died.
brother. Yeah, it glitches.
shit.
I died, bro.
No shit.
I got
You
wasted
like
because
that.
Ben was yapping. I got GTA wasted.
It's all good, brother.
But guys, as always, guys, just thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out audio sites we're on. We also got video on Spotify now for those of you that don't know. So if you guys are on Spotify and want to watch the video version, you can watch it over there.
Okay, just real quick on that. That is why sometimes it takes a second for the videos to upload on Spotify. They may not always post quickly. So if you're trying to watch like instantly after the show, a few hours, check out YouTube first because the Spotify thing takes a couple hours to approve on their side.
Yeah, we'll get it up for you guys. And as always, guys, just love you guys so much, man. You guys are the best community in the world. I mean, the energy in here was just unbelievable, bro. So just thank you guys for being awesome. Just thank you guys for being you. See K-Sun in the chat. He's heartbroken. He fell to his knees today in the venue. It was a tough one today for us FaZe fans, man. It was a tough one. But that's just how the cookie crumbles, man. Guys, thank you so much. Make sure to go to ZOOMAA.gg as well, man. Make sure to check out the merchandise, guys. We got new merch for pre-orders. So if you guys want to check that out and get an opportunity to grab something, go grab it before it's too late. ZOOMAA.gg. I love you guys, man. As always, man, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys next time on another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy.
Sam's in 1962.
Down.